You're watching Channel 4, Washington's leading station for news and information. This is the Nightside edition of Channel 4 News, a complete summary of today's news and a first look at tomorrow. Presented by Jim Vance, Dave Marish, weather with Bob Ryan, sports with George Michael, Susan King's cover story, and featuring Arch Campbell. And now, Channel 4 News, live at 11.
Good evening. There are strange new developments tonight in the case of Michelle Dorr, the 6-year-old girl who's missing from her home in Gaithersburg.
Among other things, the girl's father is now in a hospital. I.J. Hudson has a live report now. He can give us more details. I.J.?
Jim, it is bizarre, strange, incredible. We can't come up with
bizarre, strange, and incredible. I.J. Hudson there on Channel 4. Remember him? Okay, folks. How you doing? This is Dave TV. And let's get us in focus here. On, there's a big bright thing behind me, and then I look at all dark. But that's cool. On the 4th, Sunday the 4th, happy Labor Day weekend to you all. That was a Channel 4 News Open from 1986 when Dave Marish was the one of the top anchors there with the eternal Jim Vance. I think Jim Vance will be at that station in 100 years. Somehow they're going to make him, they're going to get a digital, he'll be the first truly digital anchor where they will digitize him, and Jim Vance will live on at Channel 4 long after he's passed away. I just believe that. Somehow they were going to do that. You know, it's like, it's weird how you watch movies today. You know, you turn on Turner Classic Movies and watch an old movie and you figure, my God, everyone in that movie is dead. You know, you're watching a movie from the 40s. You know, everybody, the little dog running around, the horse in the background, everything in that movie, the director, the cameraman, everybody's gone by now. And you wonder if there's some, but actors live on. We'll be watching John Wayne movies and Henry Fonda movies and Marissa Tomei movies in 100 years. It'd be interesting if TV personalities could do that, right? That we could somehow digitize their essence, and you could have Matt Lauer or Jim Vance or Arch Campbell around forever and ever and ever. 100 years, there will be a young Arch Campbell doing the film reviews on channel 7082. I don't know. It's kind of funny. Arch Campbell, heir to the Campbell soup fortune? No. No. How you doing, everybody? What do we got today on this beautiful Sunday? Look at this. Here's a WBJC program guide from 2005. Got that, pulled that out of the stack of memories today. There you go. Remember, WBJC was originally Baltimore Junior College. And that was the call letters for it. And it's one of the great classical music stations. It's got a killer signal. You can hear BJC throughout most of the Washington area. So, most of the Washington area now, you have two classical music choices. You've got WETA-FM at 90.9, which also covers, both of those stations have excellent signals. So you've got two killer classical signals in the Washington-Baltimore market that most people in both markets can hear, 90.9 WETA-FM and WBJC 91.5. So cool stations there. Interesting. But anyhow, this is the program guide. I was also digging through the stack of stuff that I found this. Anybody know what this is? This is my Federal Communications Radio Telephone Third Class Operator Permit. License to me. It says I am male. I'm 5'6". I was 140 pounds. I was wow, I'd like to be 140 again. Blue eyes, brown hair, date of birth. Was issued this on November 17th, 1978 in Washington, D.C., and it expires on November 17th, 1983. I don't know, back then you had to have one of these licenses if you wanted to work at a radio station and do anything technical, I guess transmitter use. But I was at JMU in 1978, and we got on a bus down there in Harrisonburg, a whole bunch of us from the Communication Arts Department at WMRA Radio, and they bussed us up into Washington, and we went up into the old FCC building there on M Street. They're no longer there, but went up there and we took our little third-class license tests. And I think we all I think everybody passed. It was pretty easy. But, so anyhow, that just brings to mind. Hold on a second. I'm going to be right back. I know I got this down here. Hold on. I'll be right there. Where is it? Can't find it. Can't find it. Oh, my library over there, I have the FCC study book for it. I even still have it where I don't know. I got to look through my library there. I can't find it in 2 seconds. Unless you want to stay waiting and look at my wonderful foyer there. With my new skylights, by the way. There's a skylight there and a skylight there. They put new skylights in. Of course, the roofers took all the shingles off and it rained and then water came in. And then they put the new skylights on. That's... I was also fishing this out. I'll show you that FCC book in the near future. I gotta find it. It's in there somewhere in my collection there. And of course, Out of the Past with me, Dave Hughes. This is wonderful late night viewing. It's a sex romp. It is a true sex romp. I was on Out of the Past. That's the Lee Shepard show there. You can actually watch this if you Google Out of the Past TV show, TV show, and this is from early last year. I think it was early in 2010. I think we did this like January 2010. So check this out. And of course, you can go to your local Best Buy. They have a whole shelf full of these up there with the current videos. So go to Best Buy and just say, where are your Out of the Past videos? Yeah, right. And also pulled this out of the stack of stuff this morning too. The Wonderful World of Washington Radio. This was an interesting story from John Corcoran Jr. in, I believe it was Washingtonian Magazine, 1974. So interesting stuff there. Some interesting pictures in this thing. Then we got Johnny Holiday there on the, Johnny Holiday. Yeah, that picture you see a lot of, don't you? Johnny Holiday, who was the WWDC morning man. Harv Moore at WPGC in the center. And, of course, Willard Scott and Ed Walker there, who did the Joy Boys back on, they were on WWDC at the time. And also were on WRC way back before that. So anyhow, and then we've got some more pictures here. Alan Prell, remember him? Alan Prell was on WLMD out of Laurel. There he is. There's Alan Prell. WLMD out of Laurel, which was a talk station, 900 AM, which is now Spanish. And then he went on, I believe, to Wheel in Fairfax. Wheel in Fairfax had a talk format for a little while, 1310. And then he went on to WBAL. So that's Alan Prell. Whatever. And, of course, Hardman Weaver, the longtime morning host there on WMAL back when it was a great station. It wasn't just today it's just a talk station that gives you the same opinions over and over and over and over and over and over. We have one opinion and we just give it to you over and over and over again. And of course, Eddie Gallagher, who was with a whole lot of cool stations, especially with WASH. That was his big one. He had that kind of mellow voice, the Bee Gees, and Staying Alive, right here on WASH. So there. But Eddie's a cool guy. Eddie was a cool. Eddie's passed away, but wow. What do we got for you today? In terms of news, they're saying that the sea foam that Tucker Barnes, the Channel 5 weather reporter, Tucker Barnes in his sea foam that was probably just harmless sea foam. It does happen when things get stirred up, when the weather's bad and the ocean gets stirred up. Is probably not raw sewage, as the viral video Crazy World last weekend seemed to indicate. There we go. Okay. You want to buy a radio station? Hey, wouldn't it be? You want to buy a radio station? You got $300,000 laying around. Warrenton's 1250's up for sale. Bruce Houston, who runs Metro Radio here in Vienna, Virginia. They own a bunch of stations in the area, including Talker WTNT 730. Has put up 1250 for sale. It's got a 5,000 watt daytime signal, and what the heck? Wouldn't it be cool to say, hey, I'm just going to program what I want? Well, apparently WTNT 730 has a really good signal too, and that, at least during the daytime, covers the Warrington area. So he really doesn't need the 1250, which also acts as a relay for WTNT. So rather than try to program some other signal there, W1250, which is currently called WKDL, currently relays WTNT with the talk format, which Andy Parks just started on in the afternoon. But the station over the years has had a variety of formats. It used to be WPRZ with a gospel format. It used to be classic country. And it used to be Spanish. So if you got 300K laying around, then, hey, 300K, what will that buy you in the Washington real estate market? Won't buy you that much. A townhouse maybe in Manassas, Certainly ain't going to buy anything in Georgetown with 300K or McLean or Great Falls. Maybe a storage locker. So anyhow, you could own your own radio station. How about that? Okay. Oh, interesting stuff here. Discovery Channel lined up with Oprah Winfrey and launched that OWN network, the Oprah Winfrey Network, and the channel hasn't done well in the ratings. Now we're hearing that the channel's website, or Oprah's website, is seen a dramatic fall off in number of visitors, from 5 million in January to just 2 million in July. And Discovery now controls the website too. So it looks increasingly like Discovery's deal with Oprah is not panning out. I still wonder, you still read in all the trade pubs that Discovery's making a lot of money, and there's, they have all these networks. Probably 10 or 12 of your cable channels are owned by Discovery, Animal Planet and Discovery and TLC and Science Channel and Military Channel and a bunch of others, okay? The Hub Channel. But when you look at those cable TV ratings every week or every couple days, on some of the websites, very few of the Discovery Channel, Discovery Communications programs are even in the top 10. Stuff like USA Network and A&E and History Channel are always in the top 10, and of course ESPN. But you don't often see a lot of Discovery Channel or Discovery Communications product, even TLC stuff in that top 10. I don't know, man. There's going to be a crunch coming up for this company. Are cable TV people willing to pay, cable TV subscribers willing to pay every year rate hikes for channels they really aren't watching that much? It'd be interesting, if you could just go to your cable company and say, here are the channels I want. Check the channels you want. I want ESPN. I want ESPN2. I want TCM. I want the History Channel. I want A&E. I want USA. And just take the channels you watch. If everybody could do that, it would be interesting to see which channels would survive. Because a lot of channels, a lot of those kind of graveyard channels up there at channel 947 or 322, they're not going to be there. If people could actually pick and choose channels, I bet you a third of the cable channels would just go belly up. Cable, they rely on those blanket subscriptions. I don't watch sports channels that much, honestly, and yet I'm paying for them because they're in my, my package lineup. Oh my God, it's 13 minutes. Too long. I just go spewing off. All right, folks, have a great Labor Day. I'll see you next week or see you later in the week with more news here on DCRTV. Don't forget to make a donation. We really do depend on your donations. Even if it's just a couple bucks. If you visit the site on a semi-regular basis and haven't coughed up a few bucks, go to our support page, dcrtv.com/support.html, and PayPal us a few bucks. Thanks a lot. Have a great Labor Day weekend, and cut.